introduced our presenters today. We'll be doing this monthly and sharing market updates with this audience. This is ultimately for our clients to perform better by having knowledge and good insights. And also, we're going to do a great product reveal from our product team this morning. If I could kindly ask you to ask questions in the Q&A chat, what we'll do is we'll take those questions and then prompt the speakers with a few of those during the sessions and then answer the remaining questions at the end. So today's presentation is going to be kicked off by our UAE country manager, Vladimir, and then kindly followed on by our head of product, Sajad. So at this point, I'll hand over to Vlad, who will take you through the first market insights. So Vlad, over to you, please.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining the PF Success Series. We're running this as a regular series where we're sharing, as Adnan was saying, some of the market insights, how we're seeing the market, and some of the exciting product updates. So we're going to start today looking at how the market has been evolving over the last few months. Well, there is a new reality in town, and winners are understanding this reality now. There's four things that I'd like to talk about. The first one is we all need to understand how demand is evolving, and we need to steer the activity to those communities where demand is growing. Good news is there are communities that have seen increased demand in terms of leads and in terms of traffic. The operating model of a real estate agency needs to evolve. There is less leads, so every single lead needs to be worked harder, and the agencies that are doing today are winning share of leads and are winning share of market. Any crisis, any challenge is also an opportunity. And as we've seen from the COVID times, a lot of agencies have exploited these times to gain share in terms of new agents, in terms of stock, and market share in communities. As I was mentioning, the lessons from COVID can be applied to this current situation that we're finding ourselves in. It is important to understand demand funnel and the impact that it has on marketplace dynamics, including your actions. So it all starts with visits, or it all starts with traffic, then that converts into leads, and that converts into transactions. Transactions are a lagging indicator of what we're seeing on the platform. The journey starts with curiosity. Curiosity to look, curiosity to browse, and then eventually curiosity to click on a listing and create a lead. There comes confidence. In terms of establishing or reinforcing the confidence in the market, real estate agencies and agents play a major role. There's confidence to view a property, hopefully view a number of properties, and then confidence to make a decision, make an offer, and effectively transact. The things that are helping curiosity translate into confidence are listings, which are a reflection of supply, prices at which units or listings are displayed on the platform, and the level of engagement that you're demonstrating to the inquiries that are coming in. Let's start with visits. So effectively, since the kickoff of the conflict, since the conflict start, we have seen a decline in visits to about 45% of the pre-conflict level. Now, the good news is that visits have been recovering gradually over the last 2 months, and currently in the middle of May are in the region of about -20, -19% to what they were pre-conflict. Leads are a lagging factor, and they take about 20 to 30 days to come after the visits appear on the site. Today, they're currently at -34% of pre-conflict level, but that's a recovery from about -50%, and we even had a deeper dive in terms of the leads during the long weekend, but since then, the trend has been positive. This is a sign of the confidence coming back and the confidence reappearing in terms of starting to act, starting to view, and starting to transact. If we're looking at rental leads versus sales leads, rental leads are performing better than sales leads. Rental is roughly about 75% of what it was pre-conflict, when effectively Sales leads are in a region of about 55 to pre-conflict level. Now, if we were to look at how this translates into supply and inventory, we have seen that inventory has actually slightly increased compared to the beginning of the conflict. The rental listings are leading the way, but secondary listings are also starting to increase. Now, what is the change in terms of the listing prices, and how have the prices at which the units that are listed online adjusting? When it comes to rent has seen roughly a 6.8% decline from start of the conflict to today, and sale prices have seen roughly a 1.6% decline. Now, transactions, it needs to be noted, that are happening in the market are showing a slightly higher decline, which is probably in the region of 5%. And it's very important to understand that for the next few slides. What we're seeing in terms of the evolution of listings and leads in communities. So if we were to look at leads on a community by community basis, and if we were to effectively consider the line that goes in the middle as pre-conflict level, we can see that the apartment-led communities have seen a decline in the number of leads that we're seeing. So Business Bay, Dubai Marina, downtown, all in the region of about -35 to -30% decline in terms of leads. And these are apartment-led communities. However, the communities that are largely villa-led, and among them the Springs, Jumeirah Park, and the Lakes, have actually seen an increase in terms of the number of leads since beginning of the conflict. Understanding how leads are different and how they're evolving on a community by community basis is an important element when you're considering which communities to double down on and which communities to potentially go and address in this changing and evolving market. Transactions are recovering. If we look, they took a significant dive in the first couple of weeks of March, when transactions were down 75%, so effectively to 25% of the pre-conflict level. They took a further dive during the long Eid weekend, but since then have actually been on a bit of a recovery journey. And today they stand at -46, or effectively 55% of pre-conflict level. So gradually, confidence to transact is returning to the Dubai real estate market. What is happening in Abu Dhabi? Abu Dhabi arguably has fared better in the current situation than Dubai. In terms of the search volume, if we're looking at a 7-day moving average, and again, 100 is effectively pre-conflict level, it is roughly in the same space that it was pre-conflict. So today, if we look at the first few weeks of May, we're effectively looking at a search level that is only -3% different to compared to the start of the conflict. And if we look at the newly published listings, it's 34% up, so significantly higher than the number of listings published in Dubai compared to pre-conflict. What are the main things that we would like you to take away from this? Supply is stable, and new published listings are in Dubai at 10% above pre-conflict level, and in Abu Dhabi at +30% pre-conflict level. Listing prices are showing early but small movement in terms of the reduction, and transactions are probably about 5% in terms of the value of the transactions below the listing prices, but there is still very strong engagement. Demand and leads are showing a steady improvement. Visits and sessions today on PF are roughly at about -20% compared to the beginning of the conflict. Leads are continuing to gradually improve, and depending the community are anywhere between -35 all the way to +20. Rental demand is more resilient than sale. And overall, impact continues to be varied, on a community by community basis. So what I would recommend is speaking to your business consultant in terms of how this is impacting your particular stock, your particular communities, and your particular listings. A couple of things that I want to call out for those people that are in the day-to-day. Today, in a time where leads are scarce, 7% of the unique leads that are being sent to the brokers and the brokerages are not being answered. And this is very recent data. This is April data of this year. So 7% of the unique leads sent to you have not received any response. 57% of the leads that were answered and some sort of conversations happened with an agent in your agency ended up transacting or viewing with another agency. What does that tell us? That tells us that you've missed out on some real demand and some real transactions that were going your way because potentially the conversation wasn't had quickly enough after the lead came in. The length of the conversation or the level of engagement that the agents demonstrated through that conversation wasn't deep enough to understand the true needs of the consumer in question. There probably isn't enough cross-selling that happened during that conversation. Somebody probably missed out on the fact that they could cross-sell some of the stock that they have maybe with somebody else or another agent in the agency. So almost 60% of the leads that on average come to a Dubai real estate agency end up being transacted by another agency because, as we know, an average consumer is going to contact anywhere between 3 to maybe 5 agencies when effectively they're doing their search. What are the key learnings that we can take from COVID? So what happened during COVID? About 20% of the agencies went out of business. It's quite a significant number. Who were the people that won? Who were the people that stayed? And who were the people that amplified their business through COVID? Well, these were the resilient agencies or the resilient partners. These were people that started by doubling down on quality-led initiatives. This is quality of the listings. This is verification of the listings. This is the super agent ranking and making sure that the listings are with super agents. They were the people that used this as an opportunity to acquire additional agents and bring them under the agency roof. That, in turn, allowed them to massively scale their supply in particular communities. These are also people that within 1 year of effectively harnessing that growth, doubled down on the exposure and made sure that the stock that they've acquired and the agents that they acquired are very visible on the portal. What that resulted in is 2 years down the line, those resilient set of agencies that doubled down on quality initiatives, acquired agents, and scaled up their supply and also their exposure, saw their lead share or their market share on the platform grow 40, 50%. So these are the key insights that we wanted to share with you, some of the things to reflect upon. And I've seen some questions and some people raise hands. So we're going to answer the questions at the very end of that. With that, I'm going to pass the floor to Sajjad, a head of product that is going to take you through some of the exciting initiatives that we've got coming your way from the product side of the house. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Falad. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for making the time today and attending this webinar. I'm sure you must have found the market updates very useful. I am here to give you some product updates. My name is Sajjad, and I am the head of product at Property Finder. Let's get started with some exciting product updates. First and foremost, I want to give you a recap of some of the products that you can use today, and then I will share some updates on the up-and-coming products with you, so stay tuned till the end. Starting with Super Agent. As you are aware that what makes an agent a super agent are a set of 4 criteria. First, you are a verified agent. Second, you have at least 1 live listing on Property Finder and no more than 80 live listings. Third, if you have ratings given to you by your clients, the average rating value is 4 stars or higher. And lastly, your agent score, which is the most important factor in ranking your listings higher in search results and ranking you as top agents in the communities, which up until now needed to be 350. It is now changing. Given the market situation and condition, we believe it is best in favor of you to make it more relaxed. And starting today, the required agent score to qualify for super agent is 300, not 350. Moving on to a quick refresher, claim transactions now support buyer claims from PF Expert, and using your agent app, you are now able to claim the transactions as buyer agents for Property Finder listings. Simply search the listing by reference number or by the seller agent you split the deal with, make the claim, and get the equal points in your agent score. If you haven't claimed a transaction yet as a buyer agent, make sure you do and capture those points in your agent score. Please make sure your admins are also aware of this in case they are not, as this product is already available in PF Expert and on your agent app. Speaking of the agent app, this is a very quick refresher of what your Property Finder agent app offers today. It's a new app designed and built for the agents on the go, gives you instant visibility into your live listings, leads, super agent, and other tools. All new agent features are and will exclusively be available on the agent app. Let's take a quick look at some of the most prominent features of your agent app. All your listings with comprehensive insights in one place under the listings tab on your agent app. You go inside a listing, you see the details, when the listing was published, share the listing directly with your clients. If your listings has any issues, for example, permit is expiring or anything, then your listing actions are also shown. Full breakdown of the quality score and the performance of your listings. Since the listing went live, how many views does this listing has, how many clicks, how many lead clicks, and how many leads were delivered to you. Moving on from listings to the leads, all your leads in one place. If the lead is on any of your listings, then you see which listing has brought you this lead. If this lead has come from your profile, then you see the profile tag as well. If the lead is from another agent, then it proactively tells you that this lead is from an agent. Go inside the lead, report the lead as a spam. If you believe this is a spam, mark the lead as an agent so that moving forward, if you receive a lead from this phone number, then it can proactively tell you that this lead is from another agent. Get back to the lead on WhatsApp from here. If it is a call lead, listen to the call recording, sneak through the call recording, play it at 1.5x or 2x as you would do on WhatsApp. Then your super agent, all your super agent criteria, agent score, points for every factor that you have are shown here, as well as your super agent arena ranking. If you're ranking in the communities that you operate in, the leaderboards are shown in your agent app. You can view the ranking on Property Finder as well. And lastly, any upcoming new features, such as sharing your success on Property Finder, is one of the new features that we launched. Just go to the app, generate this collateral, which is Instagram ready, and put it on Instagram. Just as an example here, a few agents are already doing it. Something new, a lot of agents are already using the owner report on the agent app for their listings. The owner report is your update mechanism to your seller or landlord, giving them timely updates on how their listing is performing on Property Finder. Let me walk you through on how you can generate this report from your agent app today. Go to Property Finder agent app, go to the listings, go on the listing, scroll down, and then you will see the listing performance section, which shows how many views does the listing have, listing clicks, lead clicks, and how many leads have been delivered to you. Tap on the button Share with Owner. Put the owner name to make it more personalized. How many viewings have you done so far? How many viewings are scheduled? If you have received any offers, what is the offer? If you want to put any notes, generate the PDF. And the PDF will be generated. Then you can share the PDF on WhatsApp or however you like with your seller or landlord. This is a sample report. It has a title page, the unit details, about you, the performance of the listing, the viewings and offers, similar transactions, similar listings, and your notes. This is all on the recap of the products and the agent app. Before I move to the next section, which is the up and coming products, I will wait for a few seconds here. And if you still haven't downloaded the agent app, go ahead and download. The app is simply called PF Expert, and it is available on both iOS App Store and Android Play Store. Let's get to the next section, up and coming products. I have two exciting updates to share with you. The first update I want to share with you as an up and coming is the seller leads. Starting 25th June, when sellers and landlords come on Property Finder, they can see a dedicated section on Property Finder to create seller leads. These leads are sent directly to you, and we ensure fair distribution of leads across the agent network, making sure no winner takes all, and all of our preferred clients have a fair share of leads. These leads do not come at any cost to begin with. The Property Finder will send the lead directly to you on your WhatsApp and agent app. When you receive the lead on WhatsApp, it will give you some info on the lead. You have a button on WhatsApp to open the lead on your agent app, where it gives you more data points on the lead. And from your agent app, you can get back to the seller through WhatsApp. From 25th June, sellers and landlords will start seeing the option on the Property Finder website and app to create the seller leads, and you will start receiving the leads. The next update I have for you is Rent Now, Pay Monthly. This is a very exciting update from Property Finder. You probably are aware that Property Finder is going to offer monthly rentals to tenants, and this is taking shape now. With our Rent Now, Pay Monthly product, we are introducing a rent financing product to the tenants. Using our Rent Now, Pay Monthly product, tenants will be able to split their annual rent into 12 monthly payments. Tenants go through an instant qualification process and obtain their affordability and browse the listings which match their monthly budget. Payments are digital, no checks. Tenants make monthly digital payments using their credit or debit cards. Landlords also receive their rents upfront in 2 installments directly into their bank accounts. You, as agent, will be facilitating the transactions. We are making it available for selected agencies on 1st of June and expand the offering to more clients over the next few months. So stay tuned. This is all from my side. Thank you very much. I am now going to hand it over to my colleague, Sam.
Actually, thank you for that, Sajad. I actually have a question just popped up on the chat. This is from Batul. Thank you for the question. The question is how to report agent leads that you don't want them to inquire again if you don't want to deal with agents or they're not suitable for your lead queue.
Amazing. So your Property Finder app, when you receive the lead on WhatsApp, it says that you have received a lead from an agent. On the app, you can go and report a lead as an agent lead. Property Finder then universally marks the phone number as an agent based on a crowdsourcing logic that we have. If it is a confirmed agent lead, feel free not to get back to the lead because you choose not to work with other agents, and there is no impact on your response time and response rate.
Thank you.
Over to you, Sam.
Thank you, Sajad, and thank you, Vlad, for the update. So good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. What happened here? We're still sharing the slides?
Yeah.
Apologies, guys. We've got a little technical issue here. Give us 1 second. We just had a technical issue here. Dropped. Okay. Apologies for that. Okay, we're back up and running. Okay, we're good. See this thing? Oh, you can't see. Perfect. Okay, good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes. My name is Sam. I'm the sales director at Mortgage Finder, who, as I'm sure most of you are aware, are part of the Property Finder group. Just going to give you guys a quick segment on what's happening and what we're seeing in the mortgage space currently, how the banks have responded to the current market circumstances since the conflict started, and what we're doing to support our agent community. So to kick things off, so what have we seen when it comes to mortgage inquiries and the impact since the war started? So initially on the first day of the impact and the kind of week following, we saw a 50% decline in new inquiries. Since the decline happened, we kind of picked it up towards the end of April to be in about 60% of our pre-conflict levels, so at 40% of our pre-conflict levels. And since then, we have actually seen recovery of now being 30% behind our pre-conflict level. So it sends a confident sentiment into the market. It's showing early signs of recovery is what we're seeing in the mortgage segment, new inquiries, and as most of us are aware, typically the mortgage segment caters for the end users who typically operate within the secondary segment. What we are seeing with consumer behavior, however, is they've been a bit more selective. So typically a pre-approved customer moving towards valuation is taking around about an additional 7 to 8 days longer for them to transact and sign those Form Fs, is what we're seeing from the mortgage perspective. As I said, there's still sentiment there, there's confidence there in the market. Consumers are just being a bit more selective, trying to find the right property and the deals on the market for themselves. So how have the banks responded? So initially, when the conflict happened, after the first couple of weeks, we saw around about 8 banks drop their loan to values to 70% from the initial 80%. This is to protect their books, to ensure that they're protected as a bank. However, since the kind of more recent weeks, in the last couple of weeks, we have actually seen 2 banks rebound back up to the 80% loan to value. This is obviously sending, again, confidence in the mortgage segment. And banks are again opening up to kind of being able to lend again. There are still some industry limitations depending on the industry type the individuals work for. And again, this is on a bank by bank basis. So there isn't any kind of specific restriction across all banks, but some banks have obviously catered towards having some restrictions across certain industry types. And I'm sure you've all seen recently in the media about the off-plan VNBD now working with Dubai Properties and Nikhil. It's a great move that's happened in the market. It now means there's been expanded to 12 developers. And just a couple of key points to be aware of is construction milestone. If it's off-plan primary, it needs to be 30%. If it's an off-plan resale, it needs to be at 40%. However, the buyer, as per central bank rules, needs to have paid 50% in. Okay, so this is a black and white rule. There's no kind of grey area around this. The other good news is, and I've just been told this as of last week, is Al Dar in Abu Dhabi can also be supported on the same policy. So great news for the off-plan segment, and I'm sure this is going to be helpful for your customers as well. So what have we done to support the agent community? So we initially launched a high fast payout, 0.4% of the loan amount being paid out to our agents. This was initially a promotion. However, due to the conflict, we want to make sure we continue supporting our agents in the current market and the circumstances. So we have maintained that and we have extended that. We are working with multiple agencies to help them unlock new revenue streams and tapping into the equity release and the refinance segment. We give you guys access to a steady pipeline of pre-qualified customers that come through our portal directly. And also we give you access to all of our tools. So you can access any of our tools on the Mortgage Finder website, whether it's calculators, refinance tool, very useful. It helps you close faster, more efficiently and qualify customers as well. So I'm just going to pause here. We have a QR code. If you'd like to enroll and find out more information today, I'm going to leave this up for 1 minute. It's a 30-second form that you can complete. One of my team will reach out to you if there's any questions, queries, information you'd like us to give you. More than happy to do so. Please take a minute to just complete the form before I pass over to Adnan to wrap up. Thank you again for your time today. Apologies for the technical error, and hope you all have a good week.
Thank you for that, Sam. Is there any additional insights maybe you can share? The audience was just asking, is there any additional insights you can see? Because obviously end consumers taking mortgages can be some kind of leading indicator to the market. Is there anything you can share with the audience?
Yeah, I think one of the insights we can give is we're seeing about 20% of our books are people that have got existing properties looking to raise equity. Given today's market, they're looking to take advantage of the current market value, utilize the equity they have today to look to leverage that and purchase another property. Given the fact that they're likely to find a discounted property or the price corrections we're starting to see. This is essentially what we're seeing, and this is what we're advising agents to take advantage of. You have a back book of customers that you've previously helped complete a transaction. Now is the time. Valuations are still holding strong, so we're seeing very little down valuations today. There's clear guidance on to valuers not to down value properties for the sake of down valuing and their assumption on what's going to happen on the market. So it's a great opportunity to take advantage if you've been in the industry for a while, to speak to your previous customers, look to see if they're willing to release some of that equity, utilize that to expand their portfolio. But as I said, in terms of new transactions and what we're seeing in the ready segment, customers are just taking a little bit longer to find the right property and sign the Form Fs. On average, for us, it's normally about 21 days. We're seeing that extended to about 28, 29 days.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Sam. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Just a couple of questions for Vlad, if you wouldn't mind popping back up, please. One of the questions, quite interestingly, and probably top of a lot of people's minds, is when do you see that the market might actually recover? So we've seen the dip. One of the questions top of mind is when we might see things pick back up again.
So there's two schools of thought. One is that there is going to be a comeback during the summer because there are still some people that are looking effectively for deals and are still trying to get in at the lowest point in the market. Another school of thought says it is going to be September, and both have validity, I think. Now, there are also a number of agents and agencies that are waiting for the January situation, the January market to come back. I think it is pretty obvious that it is hardly going to happen in the next few months, maybe towards the end of the year. But the important element is you need to be in it to win it, right? So you need to be engaging with the consumers that, as we've seen from the visits and the leads, are still there. But you need patience and you need to be a lot more consultative. As you know, a number of people have actually shared, insights on Instagram and have shared the type of work that you need to be doing now. You need to nurture the consumer. You need to be in the conversation. You need to advise them on the change in the market, because if you're not having these conversations here and now, they're most likely going to convert with another agency. So sitting it out and doing nothing, if you want to gain market share under the current circumstances, is really not a strategy.
Good stuff. I think, just capitalize on the market. Yeah.
100%.
One of the other questions that's come through again, top of mind, is around pricing. What can we share in terms of what we're seeing in terms of, have we seen the bottom of the price drops that have kicked off during this period?
If we look at transaction prices, then probably some of the deals that were happening a few weeks and probably in March, where we've seen a couple of deals that were maybe minus 15% or minus 20% of the pre-conflict level, we don't see them anymore. As I was mentioning before, the average level of transactions is probably in the region of about minus 2 to 3% to maybe minus 5, minus 7% compared to the listing prices. One important element to mention is that there are two schools of thought in terms of listing prices. There's one that says list at pre-conflict level and effectively expect a certain negotiation down. There's another school of thought that says list at the current transaction price. What we're seeing on the portal is that those listings that today are priced at the market and are effectively priced at the transacting level, they're soliciting 5 to 10 times more clicks and more leads than those that are priced effectively with larger negotiating down space. So if I compare, for example, two apartments, one is at 3 million, one is at 2.5 million. The one at 2.5 million today sees 5 to 10 times more clicks, more interest, and most importantly, more leads. So pricing at the right level, be it maybe with some negotiation margin, is probably the right strategy today in terms of getting a higher level of engagement.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vlad.
Thank you, Adam.
So just check with the team if there are any more questions online. I know one of the questions was whether we can share the deck. So absolutely, we'll be sharing that follow up the session. I want to thank our presenters this morning and to thank the audience as well for your time. I hope you found the session useful and we look forward to running another one of these in the future. Have a great day, everyone, and good luck out there. Thanks.